Okay, welcome to tonight's live grading. Thank you for joining me. Hope you liked the intro. Hopefully it came through good. We think it's really awesome. All right, so let's get going. Let's go. All right, first up we have Topps Chrome Shohei Ohtani. Okay, so this is 2020 Topps Chrome. Pretty nice parallel. So first off, this card does not have any defined borders, any defined measurable border, and so I will be using the eye appeal standard to determine centering. And the front of this card passes. And for the back, the same. And the back of this card also passes. This card is Gem Mint eligible. All right. Okay, so let's get to grading. So first I will start with inspecting the corners and edges. Looking for angularity issues or any thickness issues, flaring, something like that. Just a moment, quick moment. Okay. Starting at the corners to the edges. This card looks good. The corners and edges in this card are sharp and clean. Okay, so now start to inspect the surface. Okay, there appears to be at least there's a couple of minor surface irregularities here. I'll zoom in on that with my fixed magnifying glass in a moment. Another one here, could be dust. Let's just check that. Yeah, still minor surface irregularity, same area. A minor scratch here and another one there. Another minor scratch here, and could be more surface irregularities or dust. Transit. Yeah, that cleaned up, but that other minor scratch, it's actually pretty long. It's not clearly visible, but it's pretty long. It's visible in some lights. I'm going to call that intermediate. It's an intermediate scratch. Another minor surface irregularity. Okay, let's just check under my thumb with the light on. Another couple minor surface irregularity. Alright, now with the light off. Another minor surface irregularity, more visible with the light off. Let's and another minor scratch right here. Let's see, it looks like a lot of the damage in this card is on like a top coat layer. Doesn't go very deep, but it's quite a few scratches. Okay, let's look at that with the fixed magnifying glass. Pop that into place. Okay, so let's start up here at the top. See above his head, both left and right, there is minor surface irregularities. And a few more even. And as we move down, let's see, there's one here in the red. Let's see how well that comes over. That looked better and without the light. The light off, right about there, just above my thumb. Okay, now a few minor scratches. There's one now right above my thumb. Let's see how it looks. I feel like it's not coming across quite right. Okay, and now this one here though is pretty long, pretty substantive, but really tough to see, as you can tell, but fairly long. That's the intermediate scratch. And over this side, there's actually two more minor scratches here that are visible right next to my thumb. Okay, and then that was the last one. I thought it was only one at first, but there's two minor scratches. Okay, so quite a few minor damage on the front and one intermediate. Let's inspect the back now. Again, I'm going to start corners to edges. Okay, the back of this card looks pretty good. Okay, so the back of this card didn't really have anything of note on it. So now let's review this card. Just a second. Okay, so this card did have quite a few minor surface irregularities, a few minor scratches. Let's calculate this up. Okay, so this card grades, adding everything up, this card grades as a 7. So it's near mint. So you can kind of see this card is still in really great shape. Not really anything noticeable from here until further inspection. It's more noticeable that the card grades as a 7, near mint. Okay, let me record that and move on to the next card. Okay. Up next, we have Spider-Man. It's a pretty cool card. This is metal, 1995 Marvel metal. Really cool design. Nice. Pretty sharp looking. Like a foil type based card possibly. Not sure. Okay, so this card does not have any defined borders. And I will default to the eye appeal standard. And this card passes for eye appeal on the front. And now on the back, there is also no measurable points to use my caliper on. And therefore I will use eye appeal. And this card passes and is gem mint eligible. Okay, so let's get to inspecting. Just kind of give the card a once over. Appears to be a minor dimple down here, but we'll look at that closer in a moment. Okay, so I'll start by inspecting the corners to edges. Looking for any angularity issues, which would be softness or sharpness, and any thickness or flaring issues. Okay, these corners are clean. 4 sharp corners. Okay, now to inspect the surface. First with the light on. Yeah, there's that minor dimple near the A in metal. I'll look at that. We'll look at that together with the fixed magnifying glass in a moment. Second pass with the light off. Okay, and then underneath my thumb. Okay, so now let's get the fixed magnifying glass. Get our zoomed in shot. See how well that comes across underneath the A in metal. There's a dimple. Okay, so it's just a slight dimple right there. Okay, so let's inspect the back of the card now. Again, I'm going to start with the corners through the edges. Minor dimple on his leg. A little too big not to mention. But we'll look at that after I finish with the corners. Okay, corners and edges still look good from the back. There's the minor dimple on his leg. Light on, first inspection, and second one with the light off. And then double checking underneath my thumb. Okay, looks clean. Okay, so there's the one minor dimple on his leg. Let's see how well get this zoomed in for you. There we go. Right on the top of center of his leg, behind his hamstring. Okay, very minor dimple. All right, so let's review this card. So this card had two minor dimples, one on the front and then one on the back. Because of that, this card grades as a Gem Mint 10. All right. So let's move on to the next card. This is another Marvel metal, Venom. Looks to be a similar card with his power grid stats on the back. Trying to give it a 3D kind of look, reaching out towards you. Pretty nice. Okay, so this card, just like the previous Marvel metal, did not have any defined border for centering, for measuring the centering. And so I will be using the eye appeal standard. And this card passes for the front. And it also passes for the back. This card is Gem Mint eligible. Okay. So let's get to inspecting. All right, just like always, I will start at the corners down through the edges. Okay, pretty nice. Pretty sharp, 4 sharp corners, no thickness issues on the edges. Okay, now to inspect the surface. First with the light on, and then with the light off. Okay, appears to be a minor scratch across the bottom here. Very tough to see just in the right light. And let's double check under my thumb before we move on, and we'll look at that together. with the fixed magnifying glass. Okay. All right, so the only thing of note on the front is this very minor superficial scratch underneath the A and the L in middle. Let's see how it comes across. The angle there it goes. It's tough to see unless the light was hitting it just from that back angle, right in that area. Okay, so now let's inspect the back of the card. Again, I'm going to start with the corners through the edges. Sometimes from the back side, something else will become apparent, especially with the corners. There's be a minor dimple in the surface of this corner. We'll look at that together in a moment. There's no flaring, however. It's a consistent thickness. So that's just a surface issue. We'll look at that with the fixed magnifying glass in a moment. Okay, other than that, the back corners look good. Let's look at that real quick before I move on. So in this back, it would be the back right corner from the back, so it's the back left corner from the front. There is a slight dimple right there, which could be indicative of flaring. It's one of the signs, but as you cut the corner, look closely at it, the thickness remains consistent. So it just becomes a minor surface issue. Okay, now let's inspect the rest of the back surface. Again with the light on and then with the light off. And then, oh, there is a minor crease on the back. Look at that together, right in the middle, and then underneath my thumb. Or minor, yeah, it's minor. So it's a little bit long. If this was on the front of the card, it would be a little harsher. But on the back, it is very tough to see, actually, right there in the ring. Minor surface irregularity. Really tough to see. Just a depression across that part of the card. Okay. So let's review. Alright, so this card had one minor scratch on the front and then two issues on the back with the minor dimple on the surface near the corner and then a minor surface irregularity kind of in the middle. Alright, so because of that, those issues, that adds up, this card still grades as a Gem Mint 10. Just a couple minor issues. Card is in excellent condition. Alright, well, thanks for joining me. That's all the cards we have for this evening. Please like and subscribe check out our website at oggrading.com. You can have your cards live graded, or we can just do a video grade. That's also available. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, and have a great night.